Hello and welcome. My name is Carter. I am a reborn dad and a reborn artist, and today I'm here to do a bit of a paint with me. I don't have any specific topic in mind. I just wanted to paint Miss Immy here while I sort of stream of consciousness. Let me get my alt light on, actually. There we go. Now I can actually see what I'm doing. So this is Immy. She is by Cassie Ann Love, formerly Cassie Brace. And I really love her. She's got a really unique face. These chubby cheeks and her little chin. So I've already done her skin tone layers. I've done her model layers. I feel like her model came out a little on the light side. But she's got her blue shading done. I went a little heavy on Cameron's blue shading, but I feel like that's okay because he's a pretty fair-skinned baby. So it's time to start with the veins, and we're already off to a little bit of a start. So let me thin that out just a smidge. I want the veins to be visible. I've been struggling with the veins with heat set paints. Like, I found the perfect consistency for air dry, and then I switched to heat set, and I have just sort of not quite gotten there. So she is, I now believe, a sold out limited edition kit. She is a kit that I got before she was sold out. I think she might have been like a end of the line sale baby. Oop, knocking my paint all over the place. It's not good. But I'm not sure, because I remember when she came out and I really wanted her, but I didn't get her right away. No, I don't like that. So I must have gotten her a little bit later. I think Cassie Brace has some of my favorite babies of all time. I don't have all the ones that I wish I had, but I've painted a few of her babies now. I've painted Nevaeh, I've painted a few others. I just can't remember them off the top of my head. Oh, Winnie, I have Winnie, and she's still up for sale. Winnie is another baby that has sort of a unique face that's like very chubby cheeks, very round. Let's feather out that end a little more. I like doing the like Y shapes over the eyes. I don't know why, but I think it's fun. Tell me in the comments who your favorite sculptors are. I have, I think, a list of them that I really, really like that I want to do sort of a video on in the near future. Like my top fives. I'm sort of brainstorming because I keep going between a couple different sculptors. And even if I was to like categorize my top five, I still think that there's many talented sculptors who maybe have like one or two kits that I really love, but don't have a whole lot of kits in general, so it's hard for me to say that I really consider them favorites. Just realized the foot's not in the frame. I'm struggling to find a good way to like film this, but I'm having fun chatting, if that's worth anything. I hope if anyone's watching this that you're enjoying seeing the process and hearing some thoughts. I'd love to hear, like, opinions from viewers on what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know, have conversations. Because I think there's a lot to talk about in the Reborn world. A lot of different sculpts, a lot of different painting techniques. I don't know. The mental health aspects of Reborns. I want to talk about that more with a change in chat. But I'm still sort of struggling to write a script for that. I tried to do a change in chat with why am I blinking on my own baby's name? Kieran earlier today. But I had him changed in like 5 seconds. And I don't accessorize very much, so I need to get him some accessories, so that will probably make it last a little longer. But I wanted to talk about bonding with Reborn, so I might sort of prime myself by talking about it here and refine it a little later. Because I've been bonding with my Levi over the last couple of days. He's been sort of my constant buddy as I'm... Oh, that looks too much like an M. It's been my constant buddy, and I was bonding with him pretty much from the second that I got his kit cleaned up. I had originally tried to paint him once when I started heat set, but I ended up with like a big drip of paint behind his ear that I had missed before I had baked my doll, baked his head. Got a little bit of a paint rub there. I don't know what that's from, so I'm gonna... I think after this layer's baked, I'm gonna come in with a little more skin tone layer and try and cover that up. I don't know where that's from. I have not had paint rub problems with heat set paints at all. I have with vinyl, or with air dry. And that's one of the reasons I actually ended up switching to heat set, is because I was having paint rub problems that I just didn't want to deal with. And heat set has been more forgiving in that manner. But apparently not totally. I really, really like this kit. I'm just going to keep talking about this kit for a minute. I love her open hand. She's got another slightly curled hand, but I think... See how it sort of like grabs on? That's a consistent favorite thing of mine, is when Reborns have one open hand and one closed hand. I do not know why. I think it's maybe more realistic if they both have, if they're both closed fists, but yeah. So I've been bonding with my Levi a lot over the last couple of days. And like I said, I was bonding with him as I was painting him, which happened with my Mick kits, my River and Rowan, but didn't happen as strongly with my other kits that I've saved for myself. The kits I've strongly bonded with have been River and Rowan, Levi, who I think I somehow managed to forget his name in his reveal, because I was still sort of on the fence. His name is Cove Riley. I saw the name Cove and I was like, this is perfect, because I had been trying to brainstorm names for him and not getting anywhere with him. And I just looked up names on Behind the Name, which is my favorite website for names, Behind the Name, and sort of filtered by nature themed, and ended up with Cove, and I think it suits him perfectly. And it's perfect for like a little summer baby. He's like an early August baby, I think, maybe a little earlier. I need to write down his birthday because otherwise I'll forget. And that reminds me, I haven't put his introduction page up on Discord. His introduction post. Sorry, I can't talk today. Which is funny because I'm trying to record a video of me dropping my vinyl limbs everywhere. Okay. So, I'm gonna pause until the head is baked. Okay, she's cool enough to touch, so we're gonna start on her creasing layers. I'm really excited to see how the creasing layers bring her to life now. I'm not entirely sure if I like her skin tone. I feel like it's a little too on the like warm side, but not in a natural way. I guess I'll see how she looks after this. If she looks good, I'll go with it. If she doesn't, I'll have to maybe put on another layer or do some color correcting. I don't like doing color correcting because it never seems to work the way I want, but that's where we're at. Yeah. I have found that I really ended up liking doing creases with heat set paints. It's scary with air dry. I have a couple of air dry projects that I'm going to have to do in the near future. Not have to, per se, but that I'd like to do so I can get some of my... just get it out of the way, honestly. I have my two fantasy babies, my two elves, that I want to paint, and I probably will paint at least one of them on screen because they're fun. I haven't painted an elf before, but I am really excited. These two are based off of my Baldur's Gate characters. So yeah, it'll be fun to do that. I don't know if... do you have any reborns that are based off of like fictional characters, whether they're your own or characters that already exist out there in the world? I've loved the idea of making like my OCs with reborn dolls, but they're the only two that I've ever like purchased the kits for. I think most of my OCs are a little bit on the boring side, so like they wouldn't be that interesting as reborns, but I would know. That's the important part, I think. She's got like a lot of creases in her eyelid region and right here. I'm trying not to get too sloppy. Wrong brush. Just get in there lightly with that. She's a really cute kit. I think she's also a really versatile kit. I'm painting her in a lighter skin tone, but I think she'd make like a really cute black baby or Asian baby. Honestly, really, really versatile kit. I'm just gonna do this before I get the limbs out of the oven. So I think she's just got more wrinkles than Cameron did. I'm sorry. I have a fire extinguisher behind my chair, and it's just a little too close to my chair. Yeah, just in case anything terrible happens, honestly. Have a fire extinguisher in a lot of places in the house, but it's mounted to the wall right behind me. Like, look at those lips. Aren't they adorable? Oh, update on Lily. She is finally rooted. She is waiting for her glue to dry and her varnish around her flanges to dry. And then she will be all ready to assemble. And I think I'm going to do an assembly video. Don't hold me to that, because I might try it and it might not work out. But I'd really like to try it at least, because I think it'd be fun to see like the whole process, even though I skipped the rooting process. Like I said, I'm a bit of a gremlin when it comes to rooting, so it just wouldn't make for a very interesting video. Also, I think even if I just did a little, it would be 4,000 hours long. Let's get in there. Yeah. Like I said, I wanted to do a video where I sort of do a showcase of my favorite artists, my favorite sculptors. But I wasn't sure whether I should do like painted kits or non-painted kits. And I might have to do some work if it's going to be painted kits. I think I have kits of all my favorite artists hanging around somewhere. And by somewhere, I mean directly below my desk in a bin. I have, and I counted them, 18 unpainted kits, which is unhinged. I'm just swimming in kits. This is why I talked a lot about the fear of missing out and like my experience with it. Because like I really had a problem with that. Her head is all creased. I'm going to put her in the oven. Her limbs are still too hot to touch, but we'll be back. Okay, we're back with her limbs. She's got a lot of creases, which is kind of nice. Very realistic. Still not like Bountiful Baby level creases, Realborn level of creases. I feel like I've been a little too rough on my brush and it's starting to like fan out in a way that's no longer helping do its purpose. Yes, so I have a lot of kits, and what I didn't really talk about like in the video I mentioned before, isn't posted yet as of recording this video. It's probably posted. I'll probably post that first, depending on how much sense it makes looking back on it. I tried to script it out a little more, but I'm not good at following scripts, so I just sort of go off topic at any given point. I'm working on it. I feel like this is just authentic me, and that's all I can be, and that's, you know, that's okay. Not for everyone, but that's okay. Yes, so I have a lot of kits on hand, and I wanted to mention that I am really considering, if you are interested in a custom of any of the kits that I have on hand, I can maybe leave a list in the bottom. If you're interested in any kits that I have as a custom, I will seriously do a discounted price. Like, I don't know how much bald, maybe 275 bald, 300 rooted, maybe 325 rooted, depending on the size of the kit. But yeah, I really want to get through them. And it's kind of funny because it's like, well, to what end? I want them all to be painted and all to go to good homes. But I can take my time with it as long as I'm not buying new kits, right? But then the problem is, I don't follow through with my buying bans and end up getting more kits. Like, literally right now, I have a Maddie on the way. I have a custom Gracie May kit coming. So that brings my total up to 20 kits. Maddie is going to be from my collection, probably. And this Gracie May already has a home that she's going to. But it's still like, well, I'm not getting anywhere near finished with my kit collection that I have, that I really, really, really want to get down. The problem that I have had sort of in the past was that, like I said, I'd really get into a kit as it was coming out. Something I didn't really mention was that I'd psych myself out of painting kits. I'd be like, I need to paint this when I'm at a better, a higher skill level, because otherwise I'm going to waste the kit. And I feel like that's something that I really got out of when I got my Lulu kit, because I painted him right away. Sorry, I think of the kit as Lulu as a girl, but the particular one that I sent home was a boy, so that one was a boy. I got out of my head a little with doing that. I think we had some more paint rub here too. You can see there's like lack of model, whereas there's model on that side. So I'll go back in and model that. And so on one hand, I'd keep buying these kits that I was like, I'm not ready to paint them, but I want to someday. And then I was also in and out of work. So let me finish her foot and then we'll get her head out of the oven. So I didn't really have the time or energy to get myself to paint. And that was a struggle on its own. I'm working towards working out in the real world again. I have a lot of anxiety, and it's one of those things that has been extraordinarily hard to manage staying employed with. Especially in the jobs that I keep choosing for myself. I'm just very people-oriented, and while I love it, I'm just an anxious wreck, and it makes it really difficult to do my job properly. But while working, it's really hard to get the front of her foot too, to have the energy to paint. I don't know if I just have something else going on with me, or if I'm just have a hard time managing my time, but it's like there's not a lot of hours in the day after a full work day, and if I need to use those hours to do chores, then I'm using them to do chores, and then there's no time for painting even on the weekends. So when I was working, I'd still buy kits because I'm like, well, I want to paint them. And then I didn't end up painting them because I was working. But now I'm not working right now, so got plenty of time to paint, and that's what I should be doing. And I really enjoy painting. I'm just overwhelmed with the amount of kits that I have to get through. Yeah. There's not really any particular part of the reborning process that I don't enjoy. I usually really enjoy a lot of it. I know some people, like, they'll end up hating creases or they'll end up hating rooting, and that's really fair because those are both like tedious processes. Like, this is taking me a while to do. And there's just so many little nooks and crannies that you can't forget. And I keep grabbing the wrong brush. But there is sort of like this feeling of overwhelm with just the amount that I have gotten myself into, really. But I'm really hoping to paint them all, because I don't want to sell them, because I really want to paint them all, is the thing. They're all kits that I was, like, excited about. In some way. I think that's maybe the exception might be my Bountiful Baby kits I'm not as thrilled about. I just prefer sculpted kits rather than real-born kits. But I think there's some really cute real-borns out there. You think she turned out okay? We're going to add more color to her lips. We're going to add capillaries because I forgot to add them the first time around. I just really love this hand. I have been finding that I really like Cassie Ann Love's hands a lot. They're just like very nicely posed and very nicely sculpted. They feel very real to me. I think she's got some of my favorite kits of all time. A lot of them end up looking quite similar in my opinion, but then you get some that are more unique. But I also like that a lot of them are similar because then you can have like siblings and twins, and if you miss out on one, you just know that another's going to be right around the corner. Whereas with some other sculptors who make more like whose faces are a little more varied, you miss one and it's like, well, now it's all gone, and that brings you back to the fear of missing out that I think is a very real thing that comes up in this community, in this hobby. It definitely has with me. Get the back of her hand. I think the name is definitely feminine, but do you see boy or girl in this kit? I think I definitely see girl, but I was talking to a friend about Cameron, and I was like, I think I see girl the way that I'm painting this baby, and they were like, what are you talking about? So who knows? I'll see how Cameron's looking after rooting. Because sometimes that's what cinches it, even though like babies have the same hair. Like, you know, there's not a lot of differences between like baby girls and baby boys, so I think even if they're sculpted to be one way or another, you can really easily go either way with any kit. And I think that's something that's really nice. But it's really cool to see like the difference between like what different people see in a kit and like whether that's a consensus or not. Almost done with the limbs. I don't know if I'm going to keep filming after this. I think we're getting to a point where it's been long and I've been rambling and I've not been particularly coherent the whole time. That's just me. I think these videos are fun to film, but I don't know if they're fun to watch. I'm trying to get myself to do more change in chats because I think they're a little more... They're a little shorter and they're a little more like contained. But I'm also very fast at changing and not very realistic at changing. So I need to slow it down, add some accessories, add some loveys, add some pacifiers, you know? And something I meant to get on Amazon when I was doing my Amazon haul was like these little... Like it was a 3 set of booties, but apparently I didn't add it to my cart despite really wanting to. So, and thinking I did, so I guess I need to find some more booties because I just don't have a lot for my babies. I don't have a lot of socks. I don't have a lot of accessories. And I meant to get more and I just didn't really like the ones that I ended up getting, so yeah. Let me know what your favorite accessories are and where you get them from because they are not cheap and I am currently struggling. But I also want to have cute videos and cute babies, so priorities, you know? Yeah. We're almost done. I think, like I said, I'm going to wrap up after this arm is done. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, even though I'm kind of a mess today. I think, huge mess. Yeah. Just getting these creases. Sort of hard to focus and chat at the same time, but I still have a lot of fun with it. I think it's easier on the, like, layers that get... You don't have to be as honed in on. So, we're almost done. I think this is going to make a really cute baby. I think I want to give her, like, some dark brown hair, sort of like what I did with Lily, but maybe not. I don't know exactly. So, gonna end it here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. Take very good care, and I'll see you in the next one.